Welcome back. So we're going to be taking a look at the Trident kit. This is by Vandy Vape. They did send it to me for review. So it is just a tube mod. It does take an 18650 battery. It comes with the tank. The tank does come with 2 mesh coils. It is a 24 millimeter RDA, and this does have a max output of 100 watts with a fresh, fully charged battery. It will actually go down based off of the charge of the battery. So as the battery is draining, of course, you won't be getting the same amount of wattage. It is made of the IP67 waterproof type, so that way it's waterproof, shockproof, and dustproof. It can be submerged, I think, up to 30 minutes in like up to 1 meter of water. Pretty easy, basically 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off with the power button. And it does have this silica gel surface on it, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to take you down low. We're going to take a look at everything that it comes with, the whole packaging and everything, and then we'll come back up and we'll talk about it some more. So here we are with the Trident kit by Vandy Vape. Okay, so here we are with the Trident kit by Vandy Vape. This is a waterproof and shockproof mod. It's got that nice silica gel surface, and I really, really like that. That's the side of the box. On the back, it's going to tell you what's included in your contents, and then you've got your scratch off authenticity. Then you open up the box, and inside you're going to get your tank, you're going to get the mod, you're going to get a spare bubble glass, and then you're going to get an extra coil. So let's go ahead and pull out this and this. Also inside, you're going to be getting some extras, some O-rings for the tank. You're going to be getting your warranty cards, so you definitely want to make sure that you fill that out. They're actually offering a 180-day, a 6-month warranty on this device through Vandy Vape, so I think that that's really, really important, so please go ahead and fill that out. You're going to get your QC card. You're also going to get this battery warning, which I really, really appreciate, so that people know, as well as the positive pin information. You always want to make sure that it's protruding if you're putting it on any type of mech device. You definitely need that. Any type of a mechanical device. Also, you always want to be careful of your batteries, no matter what device that you're using, that none of your batteries are damaged, that you always have it usable. And then, of course, you're going to get your user manual. This is going to give you all the specifications of this device, including warning lights and other protections and things like that. Inside the box, you're also going to be getting this spare bubble glass. With the bubble glass, it does hold 5 mils of e-liquid. With the straight glass, it does hold 3.5 mils of e-liquid. You're also going to be getting a spare coil. The spare coil is actually the same as what is currently installed in the tank. So let's go ahead and go over the tank first. This is the Trident tank, and this is made by Vandy Vape. This is the bottom of it here. You can see that it does have a protruding 510. It does have resin drip tip. This is size 510, so anything other than 510 will not fit in, but any of your 510s will. And it is top fill, so all you're going to do is a quarter turn and it opens right up, and you've got your gaskets and seals right in there, and a nice fill size hole right there. So it's easy to fill, and then it goes on just like that. On the bottom, you do have 2 slits for airflow. Whatever you do to one side, it does happen to the other, and it is kind of restrictive, which I do like. It's not too hard and not too easy. Then to get to the inside, all you do is you just unscrew the base like this. Once it's open, then you can change out your glass. If you do want the bigger glass, you want to just be careful when you're removing it. This is the part that usually gets me. I always get a little bit scared. So that... There we go. Glass pops off, and you can put on your bubble tank. I personally always use bubble for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and install the bubble glass just like that. Put that top fill right on, and there we go. The bubble glass is already installed. The coil that is currently installed in there, and also as an extra, is a 0.15 ohm coil. It is good 50 to 90 watts. It does have a min line. You do want to be careful that you're not letting your e-liquid go below the cotton line, because that will actually make your coil last a lot less longer, and it'll burn out a lot quicker. It does say Vandy Vape there, and it says mesh 80. This is mesh coil. This is a single mesh coil, and the other one is identical, exactly the same. Now, whenever you're threading them back in, I do suggest that you always thread them backwards and then put them forward. Listen for a click to make sure that it's threaded in correctly. There we go. and then thread it in correctly. As soon as you hear that click, you're good to go. And I always recommend priming up your coils, and then you want to let it sit for at least 5 minutes. If you have not seen my review for the grind e-liquid, you have to see it. This is literally the best robust coffee flavor ever. Like, seriously, this is ready to vape coffee. This is the vanilla latte. You can literally taste like the coffee beans and the vanilla and nuts. And I mean, it's just great. It's amazing. It really is. So if you haven't checked out that review, please have a look. All you gotta do is just look it up on YouTube, The Grind Wendy, and it'll come right up. I'll also leave a link in the description for that video. But you want to go ahead and prime that up like this and then put it together, and then we'll go ahead and fill it and let it sit. Okay, get that on there. Screw that in. Okay, take off the top fill. Again, a 1/4 turn. Go ahead and fill up that tank. Again, with the bubble glass, it's going to hold 5 mils of e-liquid. With the straight glass, only 3.5. So my suggestion, bubble every day. So there's the tank. We're going to go ahead and put this aside while we look at the mod. Okay, so for the star of the show, again, this is made of a silica gel for the surface. Really, really nice. It is a IP67 waterproof type of material. You do have a spring-loaded 510 here. Really, really nice. I can't explain the feel of this. I keep turning it because it feels so good. It does say Vandy Vape over there. And then I do have a battery in here, so that's why you've got some lights. It does have a flashing light. This is actually your fire button. With the flashing light, it's showing you that there's no atomizer on it. It is going to have 3 types of light. Once you have your tank on it, it will have purple, blue, or red. For purple, that means that you're over 70% charged. For blue, it's going to be 30 to 70%. And for red, it is under 30%. On the bottom, it does say Trident, and this is where you would actually screw off the base. It does take one 18650 battery, which is not included. And this is what the inside looks like. Really, really clean. It shows negative right there. And it does have an O-ring here. That's where this actual bag of O-rings is. This is actually for your top cap. And then you take out your battery, and on the inside you can see that there is a plus sign. Really, really nicely made. It does have that protective seal on the inside, so I really, really do like that. And then you're going to put in your battery, of course, positive side down. And I am using my Galeesi 18650 battery right now, the S30. And then all you do is you just literally it threads. Everything about this is really, really smooth. You can see the purple lights just came on. Really, really smooth. That's pretty much it for the mod itself. As you could see, it is very, very durable. This is supposed to be waterproof and shockproof, of course. You do not want to test it out and leave it in water for like an hour or really, really deep. It's not fully gonna be waterproof in that sense where you can leave it and leave it and leave it. But if you were to get it wet or you drop it in water or anything like that, it will hold up. If you did drop it, that's what it's good for. It's actually shockproof, so you're not going to damage your mod. If you do it with a tank on it, your tank is going to mess up or possibly break. And not only that, if you do it with a tank on it, you can't possibly mess up the threading or have it cross-threaded because of the tank. I've actually had other mods that I've dropped with a tank on it do that. And it doesn't have to be waterproof or shockproof. But for the most part, this is a very, very shockproof, very, very durable. I'm going to do a couple of stress tests for you. And yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. On it, when you do press the fire button, which it is 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns it off. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns it back on. And as you fire it, that's where you're going to see your colors. It is currently purple. It will turn to blue and red as your battery drains. Built-in features. This is sort of like a mechanical mod, but it is a mechanical mod with a lot of safeties. It does have protections such as short circuit protection, overcurrent protection, timeout protection. If you hold the button down for 10 seconds or longer, it's actually going to shut off. If it goes below 2.8 volts, which it's going to read directly from your battery when you're firing it, if it goes below that, it will turn off and you will need to change your battery. It does have a max output wattage of 100 watts, but that is with a brand new fresh 18650 battery. It is fully charged, and it's got to be a really good battery, you know, one that is not, you know, one that has been recommended, I suggest. Always buy Battery Mooch. But yeah, so that's it for that. We're going to take it on top and discuss it a little bit more. Okay, so here we are. We've got the mod, and we're going to drop it. Ooh. And we'll drop it again. So this is just normal from your pocket that you would drop it. Okay, there we go. Bump it up. Looks to be holding together. So yeah. Okay, so I put the tank back on it. So the tank is back on it. It is firing, so. It works, even though I dropped it twice. Okay, so as you could see from the drop test, there was literally no scratches. I can't find any type of damage at all to it. It's firing great. It's still, you know, it takes the battery, or, you know, the battery is still good. There's no problem on the inside. There's absolutely no scratches. Now, I didn't chuck it across the street or anything like that. I dropped it because that's basically what it would be. Is like, it's a drop test, because the reason why they make it shockproof and all that is because usually you're dropping things out of your lap when you're getting out of the car, or maybe out of your purse or out of your pocket, you know, normal things like that. You're not necessarily chucking your mod. So I'm not going to do a chuck type of test, but I did go ahead and drop test it for you, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It still vapes like a dream. Great flavor. It is a mesh coil, so of course you're going to get like the pretty much the best flavor because of the mesh. It does hold, like I said down below, 18650 battery. It does drain, so it's a max wattage output of 100 watts with a freshly charged battery. But as the battery is going down, of course, your wattage is going to go down too. Again, it does have the light indication. So currently it's at purple because it is fully charged. It'll go down to blue when it's 70 to 30%, and then under 30% it will be red. It does have a lot of the protections. It's actually got timeout protection, overcurrent protection, short circuit protection, 10-second cutoff protection. So if you're holding the button for longer than 10 seconds, it'll literally shut it all off. It does have a PCB board, so it does have a board in it that gives you the protections as well as the firing, the fast firing and everything, because as soon as you hit that button, it's firing. So I really like that. It does come in 4 colors, which is black, green, yellow, and gray. I absolutely love this color green. I think it's great. All the drip tips for the other colors will of course coordinate to the colors that you choose. For the tank, I have a couple cons on the tank. First is this top fill. I like that it's just a quarter turn to come off, but I feel that it's too loose. I feel like it literally, like to me, it comes loose a little bit too much. So I'm not a fan of this particular top fill. The airflow is immense. I love the airflow. The coils are great. The only thing is that when I went to go change my coil, it actually was stuck to the top of the base. So I know I didn't over tighten it because I'm just tightening on the bottom, and I never do over tighten or anything, but it did get stuck there. So you might get that, you might not. I had to take the whole thing apart to remove that because again, this is so loose that as soon as I was trying to take out the coil, the top came off and it was just a big old mess. So I do not like this top fill personally, but that's just my personal opinion. I do like the tank and the coils and everything else otherwise. Now for the mod, I think that it's great. It's got the built-in protections in it. So if you're looking for a mechanical type mod that does have protections, this would be great for you. The only con that I do have with this is the same con that you guys are going to have, that it doesn't have a 2700 or 21700 battery capability, but it does work absolutely beautifully with an 18650 battery. Most of the time I carry, well, all the time, I always forget that I have it too. I always carry 2 18650 batteries with me anyway. It's been that way for so many years that I'm just so used to carrying 2 batteries with me. So that wouldn't be a problem. I do like that they did not put a USB port on it. I think that that is definitely a pro, because that will keep people from actually trying to charge the battery within the mod. That a lot of people try to do. In this case, you actually have to change out your battery. So I do think that that's a huge pro. Again, that is my opinion. A lot of you might not agree with that, but I do feel that for safety reasons that that is a must. I do like that it is drop protected, you know, shockproof. That protection's in it. The waterproof, not so much. I don't think that it necessarily has to be waterproof. I don't see going swimming with it or dropping it in a puddle or anything. But if you did, it's got the protection in there. I do like that it's dust proof, so it's not going to have any problems, you know, with dust getting in or anything else. It does have that O-ring in the base that I showed you, so that actually helps secure it as well. The 510 is really nice. Everything just fits on it just perfectly. I love this silica gel surface. I think that it just feels really, really good in the hand. It just gives it that grippiness, and I love the fact that it's got that design to it. It's sort of like, I don't know, I'm a Transformer girl, so to me it does kind of remind me of Transformers a little bit, but I do like it. I think that it just gives it a little bit of grippage, in my opinion. I love that Vandy Vape is only on one side, oops, upside down, is only on one side and it's not everywhere else. It does have the battery ventilation, another huge pro for me. Another huge pro is the fact that once it gets below 2.8 volts, it will shut off. So I think that that's great. It's going to force you to go ahead and change the battery instead of putting the force on the battery by trying to still vape it when your battery is low. So I think that that's great. The clickiness of the fire button, absolutely awesome. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, and you're fine. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. Absolutely great flavor, absolutely great clouds. I think that it's got just the right amount of airflow. Like I showed you, I knew for a fact it was going to have a lot of airflow. That does not bother me. I absolutely love a lot of airflow. So that's it. That's pretty much it for my review. If you like the review, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments what your opinion is of this, which I'm sure that you're going to do anyways, but other than it not being a 20 or 21/700 battery capable device, do you like this? Do you like the rubberish feel to it and that silicone look to it? Do you like that? Let me just know your opinions. Just go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I answer each and every one of them. So I will see you in the next one.